Playing a bit of 1940s music tonight. Don't play a lot of it, but I kind of like a lot of that stuff from the 40s. When I get in the mood for it, Tommy Dorsey and Benny Goodman and all that, Andrews Sisters, has a really nice feel to it. Very positive music. You know, you'd think in the middle of such a brutal war, things would be darker, but the mood at home, at least on our entertainment, was very positive, very cheerful, very go us. And you really hear that in the music of the era. So it's nice to listen to it. If you've had a long day, it's actually very positive. Going through some books. Don't want to do a whole bunch of detail stuff, but I want to show these off because I pulled these out of the box and I hadn't looked at these in a while. These are really cool books. I just want to show them off to you. First one is Comix by Les Daniels and the Mad Pack. It's a history of comics from the 70s. Really great book, by the way. Check out that back cover there. How could you not like this book? I got this thing when I was 12 years old, so we're talking like 1974. I saw it in the store, and it was just the most amazingly, for me, radical thing. Because unlike a lot of comic histories, this one doesn't concentrate on the superheroes. This one concentrates a lot on crime comic books from the 40s, has Sheena, has Crime Does Not Pay, has huge sections on the EC books, and my first real introduction is where I first heard of Help and Trump and the whole Kurtzman influence. And best of all, and let me find these here because they're kind of cool, it was my first exposure to underground comics. I had never seen so much as a Freak Brother before, and there they were in all their glory, and my little 12-year-old mind saw them and the R. Crumb Meatball story, which is also in here, and I was doomed. Within a couple of weeks, I was sneaking around to head shops and comic stores and convincing them that, yes, I know I was a kid, but you want to sell me that issue of Bizarre Sex anyway. Come on, guys. And they did because, well, you know, I was obviously being very serious about it. The next one I want to show you, a little bit more traditional history, but a really cool book here. And I had taken the slip cover off of it, so let me put that back on there so you can get a look at it here. Jules Pfeiffer's The Great Comic Book Heroes. I got this one the year before I got the other one, so I got this one when I was 11 out of Walden Books. I've had this forever. It is one of the great comic book collections of all time. Basically, they reprinted it a couple of years ago where they took all the Pfeiffer stuff, all of his history of the comics and his own reaction. That's a really good read, but that's not why this book is cool. The reason why this book is cool is because of the 100+ pages of reprints. Oh, that there is from the first story of the Flash. It's got the first Flash story, first Green Lantern. It has a really nice Hawkman story in it. It's got the Human Torch, Submariner, the first Captain America. It's got Plastic Man. It's got the Spirit. It's awesome. If you like Golden Age superhero comics, this is just an amazing book. Here, look at this great Spectre scene. I mean, it is just filled with all of these stories. And unfortunately, of course, because of licensing and all the companies involved, there's no way when they reprinted it, they were able to do all these stories, which is a drag. Because if you can get this book, and I've seen it on Amazon for 50, 60 bucks. I admit it's not cheap. It's so worth it. It's a great book. Got one other. And I mean, I can't believe these things were sitting in boxes. I don't know the last time I looked at these things. I pulled them out, and these were just so cool. And I decided I was just going to show them off because, frankly, I am looking for excuses because I'm, you know, into talking. Check this out. The collected Buck Rogers in the 25th century. This is a great book. This is a huge collection of Rogers stuff from his very early days in the 20s all the way up to the 40s. I'm going to just pull out one page from the color section just because, in my opinion, it is one of the finest pieces of comic art I've ever seen, and I think you guys would get a kick out of looking at it, because all it really is Buck chasing a bad guy across a desert. But tell you what, guys, look at those top two panels. Look at that page. Oh, let's get that up there right. It is going to take me a while to use that camera. See? There's the villain. There's Buck. Buck's hunting him down. And the guy's thinking, well, Buck won't come after me without his jetpack. But of course, Buck being a hero does. But look at those two panels. That is just some great comic art. Love that stuff. You know, you think about the comic strip these days, and it's just such a terrible place comic strips have ended up these days. I mean, I like Doonesbury. I still look at Dick Tracy every once in a while. Hell, I even look at Gaslight Alley every once in a while. But most comic strips aren't even good. And the ones that do try to have a continuing story, like Funky Winkerbean, oh my God. Funky Winkerbean is like, you read that every day, and it's like, the Funky Winkerbean, Why I Should Commit Suicide daily strip. My God, that thing is depressing. Well, anyway, I just want to show off the books. That's all I had. Peace up. Bye bye.